liver transplant free, heart bypass free.
Oh, it's free, oh yeah. No, this is applicable to Granny Marjorie when she goes shopping, and little Johnny when he spends his pocket money on Clash of Clans gems, alright? Finance Greg here, and today we're going to discuss Russell Howard. Yes, that's correct, Russell Howard, the comedian who has no relevance to anything I do. Most of you will have seen Russell Howard, or at least clips of him. Even if you don't watch his show regularly, most of you would have at least seen some of his clips. He's very popular here in the UK. He's got over 1.3 million followers on Twitter and over 1.4 million subscribers over on YouTube. Except sometimes he likes to interject himself into areas that he doesn't really know what he's talking about. He has no idea, but he's trying to be funny, but also at the same time have a secret message. You see, he discusses loads of different topics, from the news to funny kind of clips of British people being fools, right? And I'm not bashing, he's a funny guy, he really is. He can be hilarious with some of the jokes he makes, even about politics, they can be funny. But when it comes to this particular video I'm about to show you in a minute, he just kind of makes himself sound like an absolute idiot. And I saw this clip on the internet and it just frustrated me so bad. And it's like a typical thing that so many people say and they get wrong all the time. So we're going to dive straight into it.
The NHS is an amazing thing. Liver transplant free, heart bypass free. Nothing's free in this country. Who else but the NHS would provide this service?
Oh my god, this is pure stupidity. I know what he's trying to say, but it's just, it grinds my gears when people say that sort of stuff. You know, they say it's free. Oh, it's free, oh. No, it's not.
Oh yeah, let's all have free operations, oh yeah.
And so he goes on to say how, nothing in this country is free, but this is, so we should all appreciate it. But the problem is, it's really not free. It's the most expensive service that is offered by government. Everyone funds the NHS, even those who receive transferable payments, such as benefits. When they spend money, they have to pay VAT on all of the goods and services that they receive. There seems to be this myth out there that somehow national insurance contributions, that pays for the NHS, oh yeah, that is what goes towards it. None of all this other stuff, income tax and VAT goes to the NHS, no, that goes on other stuff, right? No, that's actually wrong, because in 2003, national insurance contributions were increased to provide additional, keyword there, additional funding for the National Health Service. However, even to this day, the majority of the money still comes from income taxes and value-added tax and all other kinds of taxes. So, let's just put everything into perspective. So, the average single 23-year-old on £28,000 a year will pay effectively £1,350 roughly on the NHS. But it's still free, right, Russell? It's still free. Now let's take Russell Howard, right? So according to Google, he has a salary of £500,000 a year, right? So I don't know how accurate it is. The research I've done, looked on a few different websites, it says his net worth's around £4 million and he receives around £500,000 a year in terms of salaries, and from YouTube ad revenue and his pay from Sky, his nightly show that he has. Now, according to that salary, he will pay £94,000 per annum to the NHS. It's still free though, isn't it? It's still free. Somehow, I don't know, don't ask me, but somehow, according Howard knows, Mr. Russell knows. It's free. And here's the kicker, right? This isn't even the full amount paid to the NHS. Not only will you pay taxes before you actually receive your income, you'll also pay taxes when you spend through VAT, and that VAT goes to the NHS, obviously. Over 46% of all UK income tax and taxes in general, all the collection of taxes, it goes to the NHS. So that's why this applies to everyone, okay? Everyone is paying. There's not one set of group of people that aren't paying, and they're like, oh yeah, well, it's good because the poor people, they don't have to pay for it or whatever, and it just makes it cheaper for them. No, they are. Every time they spend 20% of that expenditure, of that consumption, goes straight to taxes, and 46% roughly, as of 21-22 fiscal year, goes to the NHS. So 10%, well, just under 10%, roughly 9%, 9.5%, whatever. Oh, it's free, oh yeah. No, this is applicable to Granny Marjorie when she goes shopping, and little Johnny when he spends his pocket money on Clash of Clans gems, alright? So he's wrong. Like most people, they say it's free, but they don't see the actual cost that they themselves are actually incurring. They don't, and I think if they did, people would change their mind. And not only would they change their mind, they'd stop saying that it's bloody free. He shows an example of some woman having this thing extracted from a lady part, right? And yes, it was funny. I do have to admit it was funny what he said. But, she may not have a direct bill come to her after the hospital visit, but she will have had her disposable income reduced, and therefore her purchasing power. And not only that, when she spent that money, it would have also been taxed at 20%. So if you really do the calculations, it's not that great.